conflict for control of Culiacán between Los Mayos and Los Chapitos is far from over. After months since the start of the dispute, violence persists and the economic crisis in the city worsens. Looting of businesses, car thefts, intimidation and clashes. Citizens live in fear of going out into the streets, while Governor Rubén Rocha Moya throws up smoke screens, trying to hide the violence plaguing various municipalities in Sinaloa, a conflict in which, in many ways, he is complicit. From their hideouts, El Mayito Flaco and Iván Archivaldo Guzmán plot their strategies, seeking allies to strengthen their positions. On one hand, El Mayito Flaco is trying to convince El Chapo Isidro to send reinforcements from Guasave, as promised in the El Salado meeting days after Mayo Zambada's arrest. On the other hand, Iván Archivaldo has been in secret negotiations for months with one of Mexico's most powerful drug lords, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, alias El Mencho. The objective is to build an alliance that until recently seemed impossible. On August 15, 2016, Los Chapitos were abducted at the La Leche restaurant in Puerto Vallarta by the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Today, the alliance between Los Chapitos and El Mencho is a reality, though many refuse to accept it. But how did this union come about? Who were the negotiators on both sides? How will this alliance operate? In this episode of Illicit Investigations, we reveal the untold details about the secret alliance between the sons of Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán and Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, alias El Mencho, leader of the powerful Jalisco New Generation cartel. We'll also analyze the timeline of the meetings between emissaries of both cartels and how this union could change the criminal map in Mexico as these two groups join forces against El Mayito Flaco. Stay tuned. Days before the arrest of Ismael El Mayo Zambada and Joaquín Guzmán López in New Mexico, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, alias El Mencho, received a message that left him thoughtful. It was from Audias Flores Silva, alias El Jardinero, one of his trusted men, who informed him that Iván Archivaldo Guzmán urgently needed to speak with him. "Ask them what this is about," El Mencho responded to El Jardinero. El Jardinero added, "It's a very delicate issue. A war is brewing in Sinaloa. The Zambadas are going head-to-head with Los Chapitos. Something big is about to happen. Iván Archivaldo wants to know if we can join forces with them." Intrigued, El Mencho ordered, "Arrange a secure meeting with them and tell me the details." Days later, in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Audias Flores Silva met with Abdiel Guzmán Araujo, son of Aureliano Guzmán Loera, alias El Guano. Iván Archivaldo had sent him as his trusted emissary to break the ice with El Mencho's men. During the meeting, Abdiel revealed to El Jardinero that something significant was about to happen with El Mayo Zambada. According to him, El Mayito Flaco would assume leadership of that faction of the Sinaloa cartel and declare war on Los Chapitos. Additionally, Abdiel warned that El Mayito Flaco would receive reinforcements in Sinaloa from powerful drug traffickers, such as the Cabrera Sarabia brothers from Durango, leaders of the Grupo Flechas, with whom the Jalisco New Generation cartel is engaged in an open war in Zacatecas. Although the idea of joining forces with Los Chapitos to fight El Mayito Flaco and his allies seemed interesting to El Jardinero, he had certain doubts about Los Chapitos' loyalty. Therefore, he decided to meet with El Mencho in the mountains of Jalisco to plan the next steps. El Jardinero called Abdiel Guzmán Araujo, alias El Gabacho, to a second meeting in early September 2024, this time at a ranch in Pachecos, Nayarit. During the meeting, he informed him that El Mencho was interested in formalizing the alliance with Los Chapitos, but he established some conditions. The first was that one of the two Chapitos had to temporarily move to one of El Mencho's ranches in Jalisco to guarantee the alliance's seriousness. The second condition was that once El Mayito Flaco was defeated, the Jalisco New Generation cartel would take total control of Zacatecas, Chiapas, and Nayarit. Finally, El Mencho conveyed that both parties had to contribute equal amounts of money, men, and resources to confront El Mayito Flaco. They agreed to work together to seize the Zambada's main drug distributors in Washington, New York, Chicago, and Phoenix, the cities that generate the most revenue for El Mayito Flaco. This would not only financially weaken the Zambadas, but also allow those territories to be divided equitably between El Mencho and Los Chapitos. In addition, El Jardinero had personal reasons to defeat El Mayito Flaco. In November 2022, Jesus Miguel Flores Silva, El Jardinero's brother, was executed along with his girlfriend while on vacation in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. An armed commando from the Sinaloa cartel carried out the operation, believing that Jesus Miguel, a high-ranking member of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, was spying in Sinaloa. After investigating the events, El Jardinero discovered that the order did not come from Los Chapitos, as initially thought, but directly from El Mayito Flaco. 2 weeks later, at the end of September, El Gabacho met again with El Jardinero at the ranch in Pachecos, Nayarit. Also present at this meeting were Ricardo Ruiz Velasco, alias Doble R, a key operator of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, and El Mencho's stepson, a young man called Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, alias 03 or El Pelon. During the meeting, Abdiel informed El Mencho's emissaries that Los Chapitos accepted the conditions. He confirmed that Jesus Alfredo would move to one of El Mencho's ranches as a guarantee, but warned that, if anything happened to him, they would use as leverage the location of Jessica Johanna Oseguera Gonzalez, El Mencho's daughter, who lives in the United States. For their part, Los Chapitos demanded that after defeating El Mayito Flaco, they would keep the control over Sinaloa, Durango, and Sonora, while they would respect El Mencho's dominance over Nayarit, Zacatecas, and Chiapas. The negotiations progressed favorably. Days later, Abdiel Guzmán Araujo arrived in Guadalajara, Jalisco, along with his cousin, Jesus Alfredo, and 2 companions. Jesus Alfredo had been hiding in Medellin, Colombia, during the weeks leading up to the conflict between El Mayito Flaco and Los Chapitos. For nearly 2 months, the Chapito had been protected by La Oficina de Envigado, a powerful criminal organization in Medellin, allied with the Clan del Golfo, Colombia's largest cartel. In a warehouse in Guadalajara, the final details of the alliance between the Jalisco New Generation cartel and Los Chapitos were worked out. El Gabacho transported his cousin Jesus Alfredo, accompanied by 2 trusted individuals and his 2 Pomeranian dogs, named Blue and Roy, to one of El Mencho's ranches under the escort of El Jardinero and his men. Meanwhile, in the Guadalajara warehouse, Oscar Noe Medina Gonzalez, alias El Panu, the chief financial operator of Los Chapitos, responsible for managing the flow of money from drug sales in the United States, remained negotiating the financial aspects of the alliance with Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez, El Mencho's stepson. A key detail is that, as the partnership proved effective, Iván Archivaldo Guzmán Salazar and Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes would meet in person to seal the agreement with a handshake. This story will continue. This is Illicit Investigations. Subscribe now to our channel and activate the notifications to go beyond the headlines.